Well, we're glad to be back with Alyson Schwartz of Medica Pharmacy for your health. This show is here on WBRT and on BRTV. And Alyson, glad to have you back in with us. You have been quite busy because Medica Pharmacy now has a third location. And this is a big week for that third location, and that is in Bloomfield.
It is, yeah. The Bloomfield store it's been great. It's a beautiful location, and unfortunately there have been phone glitches due to AT&T communication issues and computer glitches due to data not transferring. So it's been a little hectic, and it takes us a little longer to get things done as we are used to doing. But it's getting there. We're smoothing things out, and it's going to be really great. It's just, I know for the first few weeks was a little hectic, and everybody worked a lot of hours, and we're not used to it taking us as long as it takes us to do stuff over there, but we're getting there. So this past week has been very good over there. So.
Well, tell us a little bit about the store, and we know there's a grand opening event coming up on Friday. So the location of the store is obviously in Bloomfield, but the location's different from where the old drugstore was in Bloomfield.
It was, yeah. Snyder Drug had been on that corner there at Old Taylor, or on 101 Taylorsville Road for since 1949, I believe. And we opted to move it to where we had a bigger parking lot. We were hoping to have a drive-through window, and Planning and Zoning has not approved that yet. So we're still hopeful that we might get that taken care of. So if any of you guys in Bloomfield area would like to see us have a drive-through, then we may eventually, request you guys to maybe sign a petition and help us get that taken care of. But it's at 114 Fairfield Hill Road. And of course, right now you can't get to Bloomfield unless you go Old Bloomfield Road because of the bridge construction. So if you're driving from Bardstown, you will actually go right past the pharmacy. When that stop sign ends and you turn right to go to Bloomfield, the pharmacy's just right there on your left. You'll see the big blue sign hanging on the side of the building. But it's beautiful with floors and some old brick and some wood shelves. So it's beautiful on the inside, so we definitely encourage you to come in. And this Friday is our grand opening. So the chamber's going to be there for the ribbon cutting, and we've got some really great giveaways. Okay. And we're going to be grilling hot dogs and hamburgers. And so we definitely say, come in between 11 and 3 for the hot dogs and hamburgers. We're going to be doing some health screenings. So now we don't have unlimited supplies. So we are doing some cholesterol checks, some blood sugar checks, some blood pressure. Now, obviously, the cholesterol and the blood sugar tests are what we may run out of. We can check blood pressure any day. Right. So if you want to get that done, come in early so that we don't run out of those supplies and you end up not being able to get tested. And then you'll sign up for some giveaways. So we're giving out gift cards to BJ's Restaurant, to our pharmacy there in Bloomfield, to Hometown Pizza, to Kurtz's Restaurant, to the old Bloomfield Meeting Hall where you can bowl or skate or throw a party. Great place if you've not been in there. It's really a neat little location. Cool 2 tickets to My Old Kentucky Home Dinner Train. And then 2 Live at the Park season tickets. Now that includes all 5 music concerts, Stephen Foster's Story, and the Charlie Brown show that they're showing. So that's a couple of our big giveaways.
Wow, that's very, very generous.
Yeah, if you've not been to the Live at the Park concert, I know a lot of people think, it's a Monday night. And my thought is there is no better way to de-stress on a Monday night than to go out to the amphitheater and listen to some good music. And
as we just got finished with the live show here on the radio talking about it, it's the music of the Eagles this coming Monday night as we kick it off. So.
Yeah, and I can't wait for that one. I'm excited about it. Yeah, it's going to be good. But yeah, it's no matter who's playing, it's always a great time. And I think we're just very fortunate to have that. And I really wish more people would take advantage of it. So, come check it out. Once you go, I think you're sold on it and you'll want to go again.
We'll come back and remind our viewers, listeners about the grand opening at Bloomfield, but it's time to get into talking health. And you're talking weight loss today, and there's a big, long word on the top of your list.
Yeah, how many times have we talked about weight loss? I mean, probably a lot. And so this time I included neurotransmitters. So neurotransmitters are those things in your body that control mood and depression and anxiety and addiction purposes. So we're talking serotonin, norepinephrine, epinephrine, which if you're getting chased away by a lion, they'll save your life, dopamine, GABA. So all of those different neurochemicals can play an important role. And the reason I thought I'd mention this is if anybody saw the news, they probably saw that Dr. Oz got in trouble, sort of. He got scolded by Senator Claire McCaskill for promoting weight loss products that don't really work. And
was the senator right or Oz right?
Well, I'm struck on that because I feel like there are so many marketing and advertising scams out there that I mean, Dr. Oz, I think, really is trying to do good. Did he promote products that don't work? Yes. Is he giving people hope? Yes. And is he really doing anything that I felt needed to really be brought to the attention of our government and scolded? No. So it's one of those, like, yeah, I don't agree with it, because I have people that come in the pharmacy. Do you sell green coffee bean extract? Do you sell Carcinia cambodia? Oh, Dr. Oz says this. I'm like, yes, and there's really no scientific proof, and it really isn't what it says it is. And so some of the stuff I won't sell. Now, we have had some decent luck with white kidney beans and red raspberry ketones, and yet they are still not long-term answers. Will they help you lose some weight? Probably. Are they the long-term solution answer? No. And so I thought it was silly that he got scolded, but he got scolded, so I thought we might kind of bring that up. And I see it, I had a young lady came into me the other day and wanted to know, did we have stuff to help her with weight loss? And she rolls her eyes and says, besides eat less and exercise more. I mean, just totally exasperated. And sadly, that's what our people are being told, is they go to the doctor, they go to their dietitian, they go wherever, and everybody's telling you, you got to eat less and exercise more. And that is not the case. I mean, if you eat less Doritos, you're probably not going to lose weight, really. And so it's not about eating less, it's of eating more of the foods that you should eat, and just avoiding completely the foods that we shouldn't eat. I mean, our food industry is huge. There was a big documentary not too long ago called Fed Up about the corrupt food supply. And of course, then when you try to Google Fed Up, the big food industry actually bought that and would send you to a different site. So it's been, it's obvious that there's people out there trying to kind of prevent you from knowing how much sugar and how much toxins are in your food. Okay, so that being said, it's not always eat less and exercise more. So the reason I wanted to mention the neurochemicals is because I've talked before about stress and sleep and hormones. Well, neurochemicals are the same. It's a very fine balance, your body. And so when you have a neurochemical that's out of balance, you're more prone to weight gain, or you maybe aren't necessarily gaining any weight, but you sure can't lose it. And the problem comes in is anybody who's taken an antidepressant for any time, I mean, the vast majority of these people come in and say, since I started Paxil or Wellbutrin or whatever it is, I've gained 20 pounds. Well, they increase those chemicals in the synapses of your neurons. So, you have two neurons, and then the little space between them, it creates more of those chemicals. Well, if you're creating more chemicals floating around, you're causing an imbalance. And so that can cause it. And are you really depressed or anxious because you don't have enough serotonin? Maybe you have too much serotonin. And so you can test for that now. And it's important to know that 70% of the serotonin that is not only your antidepressant hormone, but it's very responsible for pain threshold, which is why so many people with depression have pain problems. Serotonin is made in your gut mostly, over 70% of it. And so if you have digestive irregularities, which if I had to guess just on the people that come in the pharmacy, I'd say 80% of Americans have some digestive irregularity. You maybe are not making serotonin correctly. Maybe you do have a deficiency, and it's not that we need to increase it in the bloodstream. We need to make your body be able to make it in the first place.
But you can test.
You can
in
test.
the pharmacy for serotonin, or at your doctor's office?
You can, and I'm assuming that some doctors, I'm sure they do have the capabilities to test. I do not know if they do, but for years we've tested for hormones and for cortisol, which we talk about for stress purposes. But now we have a new lab that tests all of your neurotransmitters. So if you really want to, if you've done a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you're frustrated and you want to test everything, we have the ability now to test all of your hormones, your estrogens, your progesterone, testosterone, your DHEA, your 24-hour cortisol, to find out if that's why you're not sleeping, if that's why you're tired during the day. That might be why you're not losing weight. Maybe your cortisol is just too high. But we can test all of your neurotransmitters as well. And you can do it all in one gamut. Well, sort of. The hormones and the cortisol are saliva testing. The neurotransmitters are a urinary test. So you actually do all the hormones the first day, and then you do your neurotransmitters the second day. But it is something to test for, and it's not only important for weight loss, but it can be important for anxiety and depression and simple things like addiction. A lot of times people that have troubles with addiction have major dopamine imbalances. And so you can test for that, and if you can correct the underlying cause of that, you might be able to help not only with weight loss, but with an addiction problem as well.
Addictions to
anything.
Yeah,
whether it be drugs or alcohol or gambling or shopping. But anything that is an obsessive issue could be an imbalance in these neurotransmitters. And we talked about stress 1,000 times, probably every radio show. And studies do show that people that have less stress and sleep at minimum 6 to 8 hours are more likely to lose weight than people with high stress that don't sleep. So, but the neurotransmitter part's a little bit new, and it can be very exciting. And I just think if you've exhausted all your other resources and you still can't quite figure it out, it might be worth checking it out to see if there's something that we can work with.
And as you described how easy that test is to to take, acting like it's a piece of paper test, but and you can find out so much. And sometimes I feel that people, maybe myself included, sometimes say, "Well, I really don't want to know. I'm afraid I'm going to find out something." Well, if you are afraid to find out that something's out of balance, you're never going to solve any medical issues, and as you said, some other issues that are on the borderline of medical and mental, emotional, and so forth.
Exactly, and we do sadly live in a society where everybody's like, well, why would I want to spend money and take all this time to do testing if I could just take a pill? Yeah. And, I think I've talked before about the nutrient depletions that we get with pills. So every time you take a pill, it blocks a pathway in your body. So it either creates an imbalance in something or makes you deficient in either a vitamin or a mineral. And all of these antidepressants, a lot of people say, I don't sleep as good. Well, they keep you from making melatonin. And then if you have digestive issues, melatonin's used by your digestive tract first. And so you've got digestive issues and you're on an antidepressant, and melatonin isn't touching your sleep issues because you don't have enough of it. Yeah. And so everything is a problem. And, we see it all the time that somebody starts out on an antidepressant and then they're not sleeping and then they're on a sleep medicine. Well, then their blood sugar goes up because their cortisol is staying too high. Well, then they're on a cholesterol medicine and a blood pressure medicine. And next thing you know, you're on 10 medicines. Wouldn't it be easier to fix the one underlying issue and not have to deal with any of that?
Because as you pointed out, if it's fixing something, it's probably hurting something else.
Yeah, and it is, and it's unfortunate that a lot of people we see this a lot. You have somebody on a cholesterol medicine, and sometimes they're really young, 18, 19 years old on cholesterol medications, and anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half later, all of a sudden they're taking an arthritis medication. And I always sit there and look at that and say, is it really arthritis, or is it the fact that cholesterol medication, which is well known to cause joint pain and inflammation, is causing the need for the arthritis medicine? And if we just didn't back off that cholesterol medicine, they wouldn't need the arthritis medicine. That then affects your stomach and your kidneys in a negative way. So I just think there's a little bit of a better way to look at things as opposed to just treating every individual symptom. And women with no sleep and fibromyalgia and thyroid issues, and it's all related. All of those hormones are related. And so one thing out of balance can affect the entire cascade. And so I just would like to, start to see more physicians and more pharmacists and more healthcare providers in general really go after that root cause and treat the whole patient instead of just that one symptom.
But when we began today, you said it's not diet and exercise, but we have to have it.
Well, you're right, and it's funny because it is, I do think about it. Yes, has diet and exercise impacted our weight gain problem? Mm-hmm. Yes, because there is no doubt in my mind that we exercise less and eat a lot more than we did 50 years ago. Right. When we didn't drive 2 blocks, and I didn't drive today, I walked here.
Good girl.
And it is warm out there, I will say. It's pretty warm, but I still walked. But we do tend to drive in our cars. We don't walk or bike or do anything. We are typically a little bit of a lazier society, and there are plenty of people out there that are killing themselves at the gym and feel like they're starving themselves, and they're not dropping a pound. Mm-hmm. And it's more important if you would focus on what to eat instead of how much to eat. It's a lot easier, first of all, because you're not counting calories, you're not weighing food, you're just eating good for you foods. And if you deal with it in the correct manner and balance your body, then ideally the weight should go off. And maybe you're loaded with toxins, or maybe your neurotransmitters are out of whack. But the more you can figure out as to why you're not losing weight, then the answer should be a little easier.
Okay. Let's remind our listener viewers again, grand opening at Medica Pharmacy, Bloomfield.
Pharmacy in Bloomfield, 114 Fairfield Hill Road. So if you are coming from Bloomfield, just remember, you're going to take that left there at the Y at Old Bloomfield Road, right around where Bluegrass Seed is. So you're going to go left and take that all the way down to the stop sign and take it right into Bloomfield. The pharmacy's right there on the left. We'll be grilling out in the parking lot from 11 to 3, hamburgers and hot dogs, and pretty sure we'll have water. I'm not a soft drink person, so we're not going to have those. We'll just have water. And then we'll have lots of getaways. So you will have to actually go into the store to sign up to get food, just so we can kind of keep track of who came through and how many people we saw. And then we'll have the giveaway. So just to go over the giveaways again, we have gift certificates to BJ's, to the pharmacy in Bloomfield, to the Bloomfield Hometown Pizza, to Kurt's Restaurant, the Old Bloomfield Meeting Hall, to my Old Kentucky Dinner Train. You'll get 2 dinner tickets. And then 2 tickets for the Live at the Park season pass, which is all concerts, Stephen Foster Story, and the Charlie Brown show they're having this year.
Wonderful. Well, Alyson, thank you very much. And again, we look forward to seeing you guys Friday afternoon down at Bloomfield at Medica Pharmacy. It'll be our first time down.
Be there. We'll hope it's for good weather. I know when we had our big celebration in Bardstown, it poured down rain all day. So we're going to hope that I haven't even looked at the weather, to be honest. So hopefully the weather's going to be good Friday. And if it's not, well, we'll still be there giving away stuff anyway.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is For Your Health, a presentation of Medica Pharmacy, now with 3 locations, Bardstown, Shepherdsville, and in Bloomfield.